Morning. So we have just finished our live home workouts and we are now on to our next no floor live home workout at 9:30, also our workout in devices. So thought I'd jump on and just touch on something that has come up quite a lot recently, and it actually stems a little bit from my lack of ability to get my hair cut. Give me a hello if you're coming in, let me know you're watching. Any questions as always, do let me know. So literally I used to have the lockdown as my excuse for the hair, right? Now nothing's changed, and that's simply because I keep saying I'll get my hair cut, but I've never actually put a date on it, I've never booked it in, and there'll always be something else I do instead. And I just want to touch on this because it was like this morning, my routine's completely changed. I realised this morning that I didn't have any clean shorts. And I also realised this morning that I haven't done, morning Dawn, I haven't done much washing recently. I used to put on, most days, and Mrs. Fruci will bargain for this, I used to put on a wash kind of most days in the morning, like kind of part of a routine. At least maybe one, most days, okay, not every day, before I dig myself into trouble. However, since the routine's kind of changed a bit, we now do sessions in person again, so I'm a bit out and in. I realised this morning just how little washing I've done over the last probably month. I don't think I've put any washes on in the last month. And I only realised this morning when I was like, I ain't got any shorts, so I put a wash on. And it was funny how in my head, I was thinking that I was putting the washes on. Then I've just realised how much that habit slipped without me knowing. And that might seem really irrelevant, but hear me out on this. We often say things, and you hear things, and people say things, and I've said stuff like this before, and they're really good pieces of advice. Eat in moderation. Eat everything in moderation. Eat healthily. Portion size. Exercise more. All these things seem like good pieces of advice, but for many people, not everyone, eat when you're hungry, stuff like that. They're so vague and so not defined and specific. And we can bring in implementation intention. We actually had a live Q&A with Dr. Adam Bibby last night, which we touched on. They're so vague that it almost opens up so much choice, so much willpower, and two things kind of often happen. Number one is that we define our success against this elusive, ideal, perfect situation that we don't even know what is, so we're always going to fail. Because how do you define what eating healthily is? Because just like one of the ladies she said yesterday, she actually includes foods that she used to think were bad in her diet, and once upon a time she would see that as eating unhealthy, but now, because she's within her plan and that's just the way it is, she has a bit of flexibility, it's no longer an unhealthy food, because there's no really such thing, it's the context of the diet. So if you don't define it, you're always going to be kind of beating yourself up, and then this can lead to that effort mindset, I'm rubbish, I have no willpower. And even if we do eat healthily, what does that actually mean? How do you know when you've got there? If you don't know when you've got there, it's a bit like happiness. If you don't know what being happy looks like, how are you ever going to be happy? Also, by not being definitive with this, by not defining what you actually mean by eating healthily, at the same time, we also, just like I did with the washing, I don't know essentially what I'm doing. Because I'm just like, yeah, I do washing every now and then. It's like so wishy-washy that sometimes I'm unaware when I don't do it and when I do it. And the point I'm leading up to is this. Yesterday, and I shared it last night actually, Maggie, one of the ladies, she posted something about what she's done with her snacking habits. That was one of the big things. Every time she was having coffee, she'd have like 3 biscuits with the coffee, but really it was a habit. She didn't really want them. And she worked out that over the last 4 weeks, she hasn't been having them anymore. Instead of just not having them though, there's a few other habits you can do. For example, instead of sitting down, every time I have the coffee, I have that, you could put a little card where you would normally look, whether it's on your desk in your office, whether it's on the biscuit cupboard, whatever it is, put a little note on there, the 3 to 5 biggest benefits of actually doing this, the fitness, the exercise. What do you get from it? Fit in the clothes better. Whether it's climbing up stairs without being out of breath, whether it's having more energy to play with the grandkids more, whatever is important to you right now, write that down. Then every time you see it, you're just reinforcing the triggers. The trigger changes, your action may change more times than not, and the results change. Then every time you do that, you reinforce the habit. All of a sudden, you're creating a new loop in your head to reinforcing and put these new habits into place that are going to get you the results you want and those benefits we say we want. So powerful to do this. So going back to what Maggie said, she realised that what her change has made is 3 biscuits a day is over 60 biscuits, 4,000 calories. Also, monetary terms, eating when you're not hungry, it adds up too. You know, how much does it cost us eating when we're not hungry? A question that we don't often ask because we're often so fixated on what we have to kind of give up that we forget what we have to gain. Remember, whenever you want to create a new habit, there's something that's got to give. With every positive, there's a negative. With every negative, there's a positive. So if I want to get up, work out, like some of the ladies did this morning, you know, or they do it later, whenever suits them, it's the key thing. But if you want to do it, if you want to get it done, if they want more energy, if you want to get healthier, get fitter, that's a great benefit. But there will be something that you have to give up, whether that's 10 minutes of sleep. If you write down the benefits, the costs and benefits of each, then you can make a decision. This isn't about giving up a food, giving up anything. It's about being aware of the decision you're making and the consequences of inaction and the consequences of action. What happens if nothing changes 5 years from now? I hope that's given you some food for thought, and I just wanted to touch on that. If you are struggling to get really specific and you kind of feel overwhelmed, it may be because you're just too vague with your nutrition, your fitness, your habits. And when you're vague, like I said, it's really hard. You have to use so much motivation to stick to it. And also, you don't know if you're doing well. And if you need help doing that, if you want a step-by-step plan, our 28-day kickstart is starting again now. We also have outside sessions, devices like we do shortly. I'll be off there. And also Marlborough, as well as our full in-person, full at-home session as well. So we have 4 to 5 live workouts a day as well. Not to mention just getting clear on nutrition. And you're kind of key. So we touch on these food, this fitness, the focus, the 3 elements. Self-care, the fitness, the food. You've got to focus on your domino, the one thing that if you get right is the springboard to the next, to the next, to the next. Small habits, compound effect. Hope that helps. If you want more info on that, let me know. I am off for some probably banana pancakes before I head off to Devices for our morning session with the ladies there. Hopefully it stays dry, which it is looking like it. Morning, Jill. Hope you are all good. So, give me a comment with what you found. If there was any aha moment on this or anything you found interesting, your biggest take home from this, and one thing you're going to go do from this, whether it's the benefits card, because ultimately I want you to do something from this and not just watch it. Because it's the doing that forces that change, creates that new habit loop. Remember, sometimes we're waiting for that motivation to start, forgetting that actually doing causes the motivation. Make it a great day. Happy Friday. Take care.